energy have far more of an impact than a vegan diet does.
One thing you mentioned in one of your videos that I never really thought of, but I'm wondering if it is going to become true in our lifetimes is anyone who's on a vegan diet will be looked at as a science denier, basically, like, fast
Hmm.
forward 20, 50 years or something.
For sure.
I'm wondering how
Uh,
long that's going to take because I think it will happen eventually, but it might just take a really long time.
well, I don't. The issue I have is with the propaganda. Like actual agricultural emissions from animal husbandry in the United States are like 3%, but people think it's way higher than that. So there's obviously a lot of propaganda and stuff being pushed towards it. In regards to the science denying thing, unfortunately, I think there's a very strong agenda behind veganism. We could safely say that the health aspect of a vegan diet, and they will go infertile. It's not a question of if, it's a question of how long is it going to take for vegans to go infertile and just have miscarriages. And I mean, even people now on standard American diet miscarriage, and you guys can look into this. Miscarriage rates have gone up. If you look at the science, they say there's no explanation. Uh, Not even just miscarriage rates. What else? Autism rates have skyrocketed. There is no explanation for this. Certain cancer rates, child cancer rates, have skyrocketed. No explanation for this. And this is just in the context of a standard American diet. A vegan diet is a more severe version of malnourishment. So we can assume that these vegans are going to go sterile. They're going to continue to deny that a vegan diet isn't healthy, blah, blah, blah. In regards to the environment, as I said, there's a lot of propaganda. So until the true science comes out that corporations are dumb, come on, corporate, like I'm imagining some rich corporate guy smoking a cigar, dumping like like a 50-gallon drum full of radioactive waste into the ocean. Like people really think that their average impact is significant compared to corporations. Someone told me the other day that like the 5 biggest ships in the world have more carbon emissions than every single vehicle on the planet combined. So
Well,
there's definitely something to be said about the environmental propaganda is, leaves a lot. It's a bit distasteful, so to speak. I don't know why there's so much propaganda behind it. And the moral or ethical reason, I mean, if you like grinding up rabbits and harvesters and spraying pesticides everywhere and ruining the environment, by all means, go vegan. But they really are out of touch with reality. Uh, if you, the problem I have is if you look at every single reason to go vegan, health reason is wrong, environmental reason, there's propaganda that is tricking people, and for actual moral and ethical reasons, you could argue, oh, I didn't kill a million bees on purpose, but you still did it. It's like me saying, oh, I mean, yeah, that person. All right, I can't make any Italian mobster analogies here. Like,
you know what? You know what I
what's
think really to me sticks with me the most about a vegan diet is the idea that it's a really natural diet. And when you think about like, oh, how do I get all of this stuff that I need to eat on a vegan diet? It's really just like flown in from different parts of the world. Whereas the diet that we're eating, we can basically get it all locally, like
We can get it in
within
our
20,
backyard.
yeah, within 20
Mhm.
miles.
Yeah.
And there's, yeah, you're flying avocados from Mexico, all this type of crazy stuff to eat a vegan diet.
I got my buddy Salim at the live kill market in Queens. We go down there. We cut up a few ducks here and there. It's all local, and that's all I eat. But all jokes aside, there has never been any group of indigenous people that has consumed only plant foods. And actually, there hasn't even been an indigenous group that's consumed less than about 50% of their calories from animal foods. It just doesn't exist. The diets we're following now, just to give you guys some context, Americans consume about 70% of their calories from plant-based sources and 30% from animal-based. And that's a surprise to most people because people like to think, oh, you're all meat eaters, but not really. You're consuming only 30% of your calories from animal foods. And blue zones, which vegans tend to speak so highly of, that are plant based, blue zones actually have similar proportions, if not consuming more meat than Americans do. So there is definitely a disconnect with, indigenous groups have never subsisted off of plant-based diets. The healthiest populations have never subsisted without animal products in their diet. And it really is an experiment. I mean, obviously, modern access to food, as you said, I made a joke in my video where I was wearing the crop top with the vegan egg that I got the last avocado shipped from Kenya. They literally had to ban avocado exports in Kenya. Vegans are okay with slaves picking their fruits and their vegetables and packaging them in plastic. These girls will spend $25 on a tub of raw almond butter at Whole Foods, and then if they see a chicken, they think a chicken in their backyard is worse for the environment. Then it's completely nuts. It really is. Having all these, there's a post on my Twitter, I think, or I debunked the vegan 2018 documentary. This vegan on Twitter was bragging how he had this super healthy vegan breakfast. He literally had like 15 different foods in his breakfast, which is it's crazy. And if you think that flying in 15 foods from around the world is better for the environment than one cow farting in your backyard, that, to me, I don't think, if you're going to try to make that argument, by all means, go ahead. You're going to sound like a nut job.
Yeah, for sure. I'm on the same page. We're running